Hey guys, welcome back to episode 4 of The Hunt. Today we're joined by a very special guest, and it's not Ben Roberts or Michael Plant. It's David Hoffman.
G'day, mate.
How are you, mate? So I'll put this over here.
You're right.
But yeah, believe it or not, David is our first guest on the show. After we record the first 3 episodes with the preview for the Open Nationals up in Tullabudgera, we thought we'd better get out of our comfort zone and, get some guests on the show. And we're lucky enough to have you all the way down from Brisbane, mate.
Yeah, right. Jumping in quick.
That's it. So I guess we better just get you introduced to the crowd because we've got heaps of people that watch this. If you want to tell us your ASL, mate, to start with, then maybe we'll get about you.
Alright, cool. I'll start from the beginning. My name's David. I work at Performotion, Rehab and Performance. So from Brisbane, just visiting the Hunter for the weekend. Currently studying exercise physiology. I'm in my 2nd year and I'm a powerlifting coach. It's pretty much all there is to it.
So you're a student and a full-time coach?
Correct.
Full-time?
Correct.
Bloody hell. You taking on clients?
Of course.
Of course, always. Just like us.
That's it.
Sweet as. All right. Well, thanks for being here anyway. We'll kick off some questions. To be honest, we only prepared this, this podcast on short notice, so we didn't really prepare much. We just want to basically talk some shit.
Yeah, we'll have a chat.
Exactly, yeah.
That's it.
But we got some questions from the crowd because I put up a story, and thankfully there were a lot of questions that came through. But we have to kick things off with an initiation on the show, and involves one of many sniffs of the nose bleach. So if you could get that started whilst I talk about our sponsor of the show, Drop Bear Coffee. Jud. The man downstairs, he has offered us a 10% discount code on his coffee beans. And you can enter the code SHARD10 at checkout to collect yourself a nice cheeky discount of 10% off your coffee beans. And that's what we're drinking today, aren't we, fellas? And it's
it.
God's
Always.
nectar in here, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It's
Beautiful.
the bee's
It's
knees.
the goods.
All right, sniff that. We're going.
All right. Come on, mate. Get over
Just
here.
a little one, mate.
Let's go. Get in there. Ready?
We'll wake him up. You
Ready?
drive.
Get in there. Go on.
Yeah, nice.
You wait.
Man, that hit me then.
Very good.
Very good.
All right. How about you kick us off, Michael?
Yeah. Okay. Well, as you said before, you're at university at the moment. How's that going?
It's hard, not gonna lie. It's a lot of work.
Yep.
I'm lucky enough to have like a pretty good friendship group at uni. There's about 5 or 6 of us, and
Yep.
we sort of all drag each other along, over the finish line with assessment and all that sort of stuff, and
Yep.
keep each other accountable. So I'm really lucky in that sense. It's good to have like a way to use my university learnings straight away, so I can apply it directly to my coaching or any of the rehab stuff that I sort of dabble with as well, or just to sort of chat generally with the guys at work who are fully qualified EPs. So it's good. It's just busy and a lot of work to do. So
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, very good. I'm at uni myself, so I know it's tough sometimes to juggle full-time coaching and studying. So how do you find that?
Well, I always put my coaching first.
Yeah.
Sometimes to the detriment of myself, where I end up being a little bit stressed with the uni assessment. But that's just the way it is. I would rather prioritize the people that are trusting me with their training and paying for a service. So I'd always rather deliver on that because that's a huge priority for me. I guess with juggling it, it's been really helpful to get better at organizing myself. So I use a calendar.
Yep.
And if I didn't use that, I would be royally screwed.
Yep.
So using that's huge. Spending extra time at uni is also a big one because I find it really difficult to study at home or at work.
Why's that?
So, sorry?
Why's that?
Oh, if I'm at work, I'm usually chatting shit with a bunch of people or working. If I'm at home, I just want to be relaxed. That's sort of like the place where I kick back.
You go to the library to study, you go to the gym to train,
Correct.
Yeah.
I have
and you
home
go to uni to do
relax.
your uni work.
Yeah, exactly. It seems pretty simple, huh?
I feel like it would probably help as well, given that your full-time job correlates to your actual uni degree very well. So I feel like that probably.
Unlike yours, mate.
Yeah, mine's completely different.
Oh, no, it's pretty applicable, isn't it?
Yeah. A bit of engineering.
Yeah, just there's lots of maths and coaching, mate. Come on.
Vectors. Physics.
Very good. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'll go next one.
Yeah, you go. Perfect.
All right. Well, mate. As a coach, right, a full-time coach, maybe say, what do you think is your most valuable asset to your clients? And we don't mean like car or house or anything like that.
The RAV.
It's not the RAV4 in the car.
Yeah.
And I have to choose just one.
Okay. Well, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Well, if you've got a few, mate, yeah.
Rather
all
one.
good, yeah.
Well, I don't think I'm a one-trick pony. I guess to start with would be like being like a bit empathetic and sympathetic can go a long way.
Yeah.
So treating your clients as humans,
Sure.
not just a spreadsheet or not just expecting them to do things.
Yeah.
I guess and demanding more of them just from an athlete point of view. So I think that's a big one. Is understanding that they have a life, and that's the majority of their time spent outside of the gym. So that's a big one.
Yeah.
2 is always just being open to, I guess, feedback, change, anything they feel like is working or isn't working. I'm always happy to take that on board and try the suggestions they have.
Yep.
Sometimes it's just to prove a point that the thing that I'm doing is the
right.
Is the right
thing.
way. Yeah.
Other times it's also like, oh, cool, like that actually worked really, really well.
Yep.
Yep.
Like, thanks a bunch. So it goes both ways in that sense, where it can work out for both of us or for one of us or everything like that. But at the end of the day, I guess the main overwhelming thing is to move forward and make the athlete better. Communication's a big one too. I feel like my response time is pretty solid, despite being busy with uni and work. So that's another big one. And I think that's something we all value at Performotion as coaches is quick turnaround with response times. So that's probably be like
Definitely
the first
online.
top of my head. Yeah, 100% with online. Yeah,
If you're not talking to your client at least once a day, then you're not really doing the proper job, I guess. Yeah. It's funny you say point 2 with like letting the athlete do what they want, but then proving a point. I can count probably nearly 2 hands. Talani, if you're watching this, hey mate, can I do some more bodybuilding? As he says, 4 weeks out from Open Nationals. No man, we're not meant to be getting good at bodybuilding. They're good at it. SVD.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that because
That's classic.
it's every time it comes to comp prep, Talani wants to do bodybuilding. Like, I don't know why.
Yeah. I reckon you're sitting between 2 blokes that you've told that to
Yeah.
a couple times as well. So.
Definitely.
Yeah, make it 3 extra.
Yeah, there you go.
But anyway, I don't give them that. I just say no. But it's good that you've got that asset to, let yourself prove a point.
Yeah, it helps I feel like it helps the buy-in too of like, okay, this guy actually knows like what
Once
he's
it
doing.
happens.
Yeah, once
Yeah.
it happens. Yeah. And usually it's nothing huge either. It's like, hey, can I do like this lunge instead of a Bulgarian? And I'm like, you know what, sure, like yeah, that's fine.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, unless there's a very specific reason for it, which sometimes there is, and then I try and get that point across, and we'll chat about it and whatnot.
Yeah.
But if they're still stuck on that, I'm like, all right,
Yeah, great.
you can have dig.
Well, I reckon that's a nice segue to my question anyway. So this is more to do with on an individual level with your clients. How do you understand what they need from an accessory standpoint and prescribe them on an individual level?
Okay, this is a good one. This is a loaded question actually. So I think it starts with like needs. So what the client needs more of, because everyone sits usually tilted to one end of the spectrum. So they might be on the extended side of the spectrum or the flex side of the spectrum, or they might be really good at externally rotating, internally rotating. They might be really good at squatting or really good at deadlifting. So there's always some sort of spectrum that people sort of, I guess, veer to.
Yep.
So the accessories are usually placed to improve the things that they're lacking, or just to put them in a different position. So if they're just spamming squat, bench, or deadlift, some of those positions can get really repetitive.
Yep.
So trying to use accessories to get them out of some of those positions just from like a healthy sort of standpoint. It can also just be as simple as like this person's pretty skinny and they need to get bigger, so let's just throw some bodybuilding accessories in.
Yep.
And it doesn't have to be too much thought with that, so it can get as deep or as sort of shallow and surface level as you make it. But again, it all just comes back to the client's needs.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
if they're in a comp prep, like Aiden said, probably not the best time to be spamming a bunch of bodybuilding, so
Yeah.
it's going to reflect in the accessories chosen. So,
No, that's good.
Yeah, it all just depends on what they need and all that sort of stuff. And even if they've got injuries too, that
Yep.
can dictate what niggles they have and
Yeah.
how we get around that with certain exercises and accessories and stuff. So
Yeah,
What do you reckon
definitely.
the biggest challenge is in here with HPC and prescribing our accessories to our clients?
Just like the vast majority of people that walk in the door.
Yeah.
No two person is the same, and you see that a lot here. There's like several different types of people that come in here. There's people who want to come in and do competition straight away. They've got 5 years background in bodybuilding. They think that they've squatted correctly for 5 years, and then you have to give them accessory work to make them squat in a more powerlifting style.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? More
So
flexion,
just
less
progressing your
extension.
exercises.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And Michael, you coach a bunch of 13-year-olds, believe it or not, the most in this room.
3 of them, yeah.
subbies, let's
Yeah.
go.
3 13-year-olds.
Yeah.
And
How do
20.
you go about accessorizing their program?
Basically, you just got to look at, as you said, what they need. A lot of them are really, really extended because that's all they're doing all the time. They're just fucking chest high, walking around school, whatever. So you just, looking at again, 13-year-olds not carrying much muscle mass, so bodybuilding just can hammer it.
I think that would be the only
get
case
massive.
you actually push volume
Yeah.
during a peak. You know what I mean?
And they can probably also
kids.
handle it too.
Yeah.
Being
Yeah.
that young, like.
Like they're not doing much other than Fortnite, probably. Fortnite
Me neither.
and Valorant.
Yeah.
I feel like they can handle anything, man.
Exactly right. Right, we'll go back to you, Mike, if you've got a question.
Yeah, taking a step back a little bit, there's been a lot of big competitions lately, like nationals coming up. We've had a few comps here. It's quite easy for a lot of people who train at a normal gym to see these comps on social media. So what would your advice be for someone who trains at a commercial gym who wanted to move into powerlifting?
Okay, there's two ways you can probably go about it. Like, I guess one route is just getting a coach.
Yep.
And they can just guide you through that, like down that path and sort of sort everything out for you. You don't have to think too much. You just sort of follow the plan essentially. Or the other option I think is just heading to your nearest powerlifting gym.
Mm-hmm.
And then usually the owner or someone in there can help you and sort of steer you in the right direction of, okay, like usually you'll start with a novice comp. You maybe run this program, get an idea of what the powerlifting training's like, see if you like it. Do your novice comp, see if you actually enjoy it first before spending the money on like a federation membership, getting
all the equipment,
approved gear if it's APU or whatever.
Yep.
So like I feel like that's always the best way to start is novice comp, head in with a coach or get a rough plan. Even just reach out to friends if they've done one. I just feel like the best way to do it is just start.
Yeah.
Just throw yourself in the deep end.
Yep.
And see if you enjoy it. And most people I know that do it, they really enjoy it. So I don't have to worry too much about that aspect.
Yeah.
And you can make it as serious or as fun and enjoyment focused as you want to as well. So I know plenty of people that turn up to novice comps just for a laugh, have fun, do it with their friends as well. Drag their friends in to do it. Just depends what you want to actually get out of it. If you're looking to compete seriously, that's when I'd say the earlier you can get a coach, the better. So if you are looking to take it seriously, just jump in straight away, head first and get it done properly the first time.
What would the best way to start with a coach be?
Find someone that you like, because that's a huge part of it. Like looking for someone that you gel with, because you're going to be talking to them a bunch, especially if they're like an online coach. Yeah. So finding someone you can talk to and enjoy their sort of company and everything like that. Coaching systems is another big one. So if you're expecting, replies within 2 hours, you should clarify with the coach if that's something that they do or not. That would be the first one, so personality stuff. 2 would be price is another one. So see how much you want to spend.
And generally speaking, you pay for what you get.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah. If you pay $80 a week for online coaching, bugger me, they should be in your pocket. Yeah. You know what I mean? But then I think, it's really good to see a lot of companies doing junior rates and school kids, like school kid rates as well. That's really valuable to getting people in the sport at a young age as well.
Yeah,
I agree.
No pensions rate yet though. They got heaps of pension money.
That's it, mate.
True.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're right. I forgot my train of thought. Yeah, essentially just find someone that you gel with. If you have an idea or a preconceived idea about what training is good, that also might impact it. If you start with a coach and they start giving you banded, chained, pulls, deadlifts, and you're like, what is this? If you have the idea that conjugate, maybe isn't the greatest. So finding a person that's training style or programming style actually fits with what you sort of believe. That way your buy-in's actually bigger and you believe in the program. That's probably a big one. I can't think of anything else. You guys got any more?
Personally, what I do, or what I did when I was looking for coaches, is I'd talk to the athletes of the coaches.
Oh, yeah, just reach out.
Just chat, how does this guy work? What does he do?
Yeah.
What's he like as a person? If I'm talking to a friend who's coached by a coach on scouting or another company or whatever, that person is going to be honest, because they're a friend. That's what friends like. You guys do that. But
of course.
Yeah, the main thing is just kind of being transparent with people around you to see exactly what that person's like.
Yeah.
And as you said, point number one, the most important one is their personality. Are you going to gel? So you're going to be spending a lot of time with this person. If you train 5 days a week, you probably speak to them 5 days a week. You know what I mean? So it's very important.
I just wanted to jump back for a sec. You've mentioned it a couple of times, but you're saying the buy-in kind of level to your programming. Can you just elaborate on what buy-in means in this kind of context?
I guess the easiest way to explain buy-in is any program works if you try hard enough, and usually if you want to try and put effort into something, you believe that it's going to get you results in the first place.
Yep.
So buy-in is essentially believing in the process or the program that you've been given or the coach that is coaching you enough so that you actually put in enough effort to reap the rewards from that program, regardless of what is actually on the spreadsheet.
Yep.
Does that make sense? Is that
Yeah.
enough?
Yeah, so it's not always best to go after the optimum program. You want to find something that you're actually going to believe in and push yourself.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. And then that just goes back to, realistic programming. If you think, I'm going to train 6 days and you're going to get 3 or 4, maybe,
just needs to be something sustainable for the athlete or the client.
Exactly.
So yeah, definitely.
Exactly right,
Very good. All right, my last question. Dealing with low motivation and training plateaus from an athlete standpoint. So I know personally, because we've talked a fair bit, I know that there was a period there where I think uni just got hectic for you.
Oh, dude, I went backwards.
Yeah.
I was so far back.
Because you had a fantastic last year as a junior. What did you do exactly, mate?
What do you mean?
As you finally as a junior at SimCity.
I went 200, 150 or 155.
Yeah.
I forget, and then 250 deadlift.
Yeah, where'd you place?
I was the only one. Oh, actually, at SimCity, I placed first, but I think it was about 4 or 5 of us.
What number in the state was it though?
Oh, at States? Oh, at States I came first, but there was only one. Hold on! I was sounding 93 junior.
Yeah, I know, mate. Get around you.
Yeah, that's it.
So how does it feel to be the number 1 93 junior in Queensland?
Unreal, mate.
Good, yeah?
Yeah.
But then your uni, picks up a bit. You obviously work picked up a lot as well because obviously you started working Performotion.
Yeah.
How did you go with, because I know personally you went through a bit of a rut and your training went a bit down.
Hard, man.
So how did you deal with that period of your, I guess, athletic career?
So, I'll talk about me personally, and then I'll talk about maybe the right way to do it, because I didn't know I didn't do it so right.
Yeah.
So for context, I pulled 250 at SimCity, and then got back into training, and then probably maybe a block or 2 later, I was doing 205, 210 for a single at 8.5. It was brutal.
Yeah.
I was doing 180 for 4s, 185 for 4s. It was horrific. So I actually changed my training up a little bit. So I ran a block of 20 reps on squats. If you remember that time period.
Can you tell us the context behind that, actually?
Yeah, wow.
There's another layer to it. So there's a powerlifter called Emil Norling in Sweden, who's a 105, just behemoth. He's unbelievably strong.
I think he won this year.
He popped off, and he just competed recently as well. Went 900 and something, 900 flat or something.
Mental.
So, and basically, there's a post of him with a massive quad pump, and he's taking a selfie in the mirror. And he said, in the caption when I translated it from Swedish, it was post 5 by 20 on squats. And so I was memeing with my coach, it's good enough for Emil to do 5 by 20, why can't I do 5 by 20?
Yeah.
So then I actually ran 5 by 20 on
That's
squats.
crazy.
I actually witnessed a 5 by 20 squat.
That's insane.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and it was a good way to sort of I guess look for progression, because obviously who the fuck runs 20s?
Yeah.
And it was super easy to progress once my fitness got up, and because I started super light, so it was really motivating to chase this number of I wonder what I can squat for 20, because that's kind of retarded, but and the progressions part of it was really fun, just taking 10 kilo jumps every week and being cool, I'm not stopping
God damn. Yeah, that's cool.
So where'd you start at?
100
And you got to
150.
Jeez,
That's pretty hard.
5 weeks.
How long was the bar in your
Goddamn.
back for, you reckon, per set? About a minute?
Yeah, about a minute.
Yeah, wow.
Tommy, what's Tommy's last name? Murdoch? Malik? Big Tommy?
Big Tommy.
Oh, yeah.
Muldoon.
Moldu?
Yeah, Muldoon. Yeah.
Mate,
yeah.
he only just joined up here, right? And he came from an Anytime Fitness, no Senna Nerling, and he had, I think, 3 doubles the other night, and he was complaining about how sore his back was from
Yeah.
Nerling. And here we are, David Hoffman, doing 5 minutes worth of low bar.
Yeah. Oh, madness.
So that was the one approach I took. I also dialed back my bench frequency from 4 to 2 times a week and put in some more accessory stuff. So I started pushing dumbbell overhead press.
Yeah.
And that was really fun. So it was just a really good time for me to dial things back from specificity and just find progression and enjoy training. And looking for avenues to push hard in training where I could actually see a result, because I felt like I was slogging out at the gym every week and almost just getting weaker, digging my hole, go and hit my single, hit my back off, and sick, still weak as piss.
Yeah.
Next week, it's harder than last week, still weak as piss. So it was really nice to pull back, put some other stuff in there, and then look and find progression, enjoy training again before I sort of jump back to regular
great.
scheduled programming after that. So I took a bit of a roundabout way to do it. I don't think it had to be as extreme. I think you could do the exact same thing, just a little bit less. So instead of doing 20s, you might just run like a variation you like a high bar or whatever else. You might just enjoy doing reps like me.
Yep.
So you might just run 10s, which is probably a little bit more sustainable and actually might transfer to the top end as opposed to 20s. You could still throw in the accessory stuff in there that you like. Just find a way to enjoy training again. And even if you're running obscure variations that you can then make progress on, I think that's a fine thing to do if you are in a bit of a rut. The other thing would just be talk to your coach. If you can figure out why the rut's happening and then make adjustments to your training around that, whether it's dropping days, because that's what I did. I went from 5 to 4 days, even down to 3 at one point, just to make sure I was hitting my sessions and not feeling guilty for missing my sessions, stuff like that. That all played a big role in starting to feel better about training, get a bit of a roll in again.
I think to follow on from that, the discussion with your coach, a lot of the time what you see on social media that coaches shouldn't be a motivator for you. Do you believe that's the case? Do you reckon they should actually be a motivator for you?
I guess
did Tom motivate you, mate?
Oh god, no. No, I don't think so. I think it can be a source of motivation because you don't want to let the coach down because they're investing so much into you.
So
you want to return that respect back and nail your sessions and actually do the work that they're programming you.
Exactly right.
So there's that part of, I guess that's not really, I guess it is kind of motivation, but it's not the motivation that you're thinking of where it's come on, mate,
come on,
you
fuck
can do it. Get in the gym. I don't think that's a coach's job. I feel like it can be a little bit if you're in a rut. They can just be pull your head out, go and do the work kind of thing. But no, to answer your question, I don't think it is their job. There's a lot of other ways they can help you out with a bit of a stagnant period.
So ironically, obviously, you got a new coach, Mr. David Shelton.
The
GOAT. He has obviously been a motivator for you.
Yeah, definitely.
Because your training's going off. And I think it's just funny that you say that, you're holding him accountable and he's accountable to you. And it goes both ways. He's all the way over in the States replying to you at 1 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, it's actually absurd.
So that's motivating to you.
Yeah, 100%.
So I think, it can be a motivator in the sense it just depends on how you look at it, right?
Yeah, 100%. If he's putting in so much effort into me, then I want to return the favour and, actually fucking try hard and have a crack.
And the training's going well?
Yeah, really well done, actually.
That's good.
Couldn't.
Who are you headhunting now that Lucas is off the cards? Who was it?
I can't call out anyone.
6.
Because they're all trying to
Was it 6?
6.
No, because Lucas was the one we were gassing out.
Yeah.
There was one. There was the person we pivoted towards to hunt down.
Well, I can tell you, he hits the ammonia harder than you.
He's not fucking scared of it.
He's not messing around.
I reckon 6.
6?
Good Micah.
Ooh, no, Mike hasn't talking enough shit.
Yeah.
You need someone that can go back and forth.
Yeah, a bit of banter.
I think 6. You'll meet 6 this afternoon.
Down to chat to him. I'll call him.
Yep.
Alright,
Alrighty,
question, mate.
last question. So, obviously, the both of you just came back from Junior and Master Nationals. So, Aiden was coming back and he was raving on about how well you did on game day coaching. So, he was giving you a good rap. So, my question is just, how do you prepare yourself as a coach and prepare your athlete for the game day and for close battles?
Athletes, mate. Come on.
Athletes.
I'll get the easy one out of the way first. The athlete, I try and give them as little to do with that as possible. Just let them do their job, which is just go out and lift. Execute on the platform. Don't put anything else in their head. I think that's the best way to approach it. Is your job is to take care of the numbers and the strategy and the game plan aspect. Their job is to go out on the platform and execute and lift and do what they've been doing in training and working towards. So don't put anything else in their head. They've probably got enough pressure and stress on them. They don't need the outside sort of factors involved in the decision making of the day. So that's probably the first one. Is just don't let the athlete do anything, especially because they get very emotional with decisions because they mean so much on during a tight competition. So that's a big one.
Is that right, John?
That's it. Oh, I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
Were you there, Michael?
What was it? Showdown last year?
Showdown.
Yeah, no, I heard about it. I wasn't there though.
You want to say it?
Good time.
You
What are you
walked
talking
off
about,
the
like bench
I
attack?
walked off the platform, mate. And was it 110?
Oh, yeah, 110.
110.
Yeah. Hit 110.
It was at 9.
110 bench.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
a 5 kilo jump at 9 with 110 is okay, you
That's
definitely
a
got
big-
you definitely got 112 and a half in the tank. And he's comes off
Go on.
He goes, put it on. I'm like, what on? He's like, 115.
No, it was actually it was funny though because Aiden was so wrapped up with meat directing that Lucas was handling me on the day.
Right,
So Lucas didn't turn around to me and go, "Shut up, mate! I'm giving you 112."
He's been a pusher.
He was like he kind of put and he went back, and Aiden was at the tech desk and I see 112.5 get typed in, and I was like, oh, all right, well, they've given me it. And then I see it get deleted out. 115 gets put back in. And Aiden turned around to Lucas and said, you know what? Fuck him. Let him have it. Yeah.
And he came
And
out.
that's it. We come out. He's like, Aiden's gassing me up. Like, got to hit this. You've hit this once in training, everything. What? All good. Get out on the V2 Alico. Pinned. So, yeah, man. It was like, yeah, no good. Classic,
Sorry,
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right, yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess the other thing to sort of mention straight up is junior nats was another big learning experience for me as well. Still relatively new to the whole game day scene, so to speak. Just because it's only just becoming competitive in Australia again. We're actually having close comp. Yeah, it's fucking awesome. But it's only just starting to happen again. So I haven't actually had that much practice with it. But I've tried to be on top of it as I can and learn as much as I can from both just in practice, but also just talking to other coaches and seeing how they approach and sort of get ready for game day stuff. So things to do to get ready, that's not preparing the athlete, would be projected totals is a huge one. So looking at their previous comps, looking at open powerlifting, seeing if they take the same jumps every comp. That's a really easy way to predict if they open at this number, they're probably going to try and end here. Using that as a way to be okay, if I'm projecting, my closest competition to get to this total, my numbers probably need to look something like this, plus or minus, a couple of kilos here and there, depending on what they do. And just having lots of scenarios in your head is a big one. So I know some people use spreadsheets, like the spreadsheet engineer, Tian.
Yeah, that's it.
Shout out to Tian.
Yeah,
Yep.
the goat.
Earnest Performance Systems.
Yeah, the goat. So he's a big fan of using the spreadsheets.
Yep.
And I'm slowly starting to get into that as well. So Kelly and I have been making a spreadsheet back in Brisbane that we're going to use for opens.
Yep.
Which I'm hoping will work really successfully. So that's another one, is just using spreadsheets as a way to, I guess, map out all the stuff you're thinking. So all the projected totals,
Yeah, for sure.
jumps, and things you need to win. That's another one. I think the other one that's also a little bit underrated is knowing your athlete and knowing if they can sort of live up to the pressure of this is do or die. You need to hit this.
Yep.
Whether or not they can rise to that occasion.
Yep.
And how you can get them to sort of level up and get to the headspace they need to get to hit a big lift like that when so much is on the line.
Yep.
I think the other one is just you need to not miss ever.
No.
It was fairly obvious at junior nats that if you missed,
You're out.
Yeah.
As soon as
your top spot is fucking gone if you don't go 9 for 9. At the very least, you can probably miss one bench, which was pretty obvious because we saw Matt Foley do that. 8 from 9, 7 from 9. He missed the deadlift, but that was irrelevant at the end of the day. But yeah, he missed one of his third bench and still ended up taking the spot. So I think that's the bare minimum, is he missed one bench, maybe sacrifice 2.5 kilos, but yeah, you can't be missing. It has to be green everywhere.
Yep.
Can't stress that enough. 9 for 9. Because how many occasions did we see over the weekend people miss?
I saw heaps of bombs.
Man.
I saw heaps of people bomb out.
Yeah.
If you can't do 4 reps of your opener, it's too heavy.
Especially when you have no idea what the standard of judging is.
Oh,
Because there was
because everyone at APU Nationals, regardless juniors or opens, they're trying to be Cat 1 and 2 referees. They're trying to get their invites to go to Worlds. And if they get their decision wrong, no matter if it's a good lift or bad lift, the people marking them aren't going to invite them. Right? So they're out to kill. But just lift to the rules, lift to the standard, pause your benches, squat to depth, wait for your calls, all that stuff. Keep your ass down, don't let it move.
Indeed. Yeah.
But yeah, I think a big point to make with preparing your athlete, or just being prepared as a coach, is scouting. And it's hard sometimes at a national level or a state level because people go ghost mode and you don't know what the hell.
Yeah, people archive all their posts on their gram. I guess the biggest example we had was Alex in the 105s, where we were like, what the fuck is this guy squatting? I haven't seen him post a squat video since States. Like,
Yeah.
And so that plays tricks with you a little bit, but then again,
Yeah.
you've got other resources to pull from, like,
Yep.
you know, open powerlifting, or, you know, you can take a look at rough progression between comps. You know, maybe it takes 6 months between comps every time they put 5 or 7 kilos on. You know, okay, cool. Probably going to do the same again. Let's just average out and say, like, this is what they're probably going to squat. If it's any more, great. If it's any less, cool, like, whatever. We'll just adapt on the day, but this is what we're projecting. And then just, you know, back yourself with your estimates and just, go from there.
Yeah, thankfully, we've got a handful of athletes going to Commonwealths, and so do you guys. And they do this thing called the Good Lift Nominations, and basically they submit their best SBD, and that's where they allocate the groups if there's an excess of 14 lifters in one flight. So you actually get to see what their best lift was on their qualifying competition, which is actually quite helpful.
That's
very helpful.
Yeah, that is helpful, yeah.
So,
that sets you up really well.
Exactly. So I think it's harder to coach probably at a national level than an international level. But when push comes to shove, you've got that 1 minute timer ticking down. You need to make a decision.
Yeah, it's split seconds.
You've got to be quick, and that's when those spreadsheets can be helpful.
Yeah, very.
So we'll plug again, Tian, mate. He's selling those game day spreadsheets.
Correct. You get a call with him.
You get a call with him as well. He'll run you through it. Unbelievable value. So if you guys are after a game day coaching spreadsheet, get in touch with Tian.
Yep.
All right. Now all the fun stuff, hey?
Oh shit.
That's it.
Yeah, you can let your hair down.
Alrighty.
All right, so as I said at the start of this video, we sent out to the Instagrams and we asked the general public a couple of questions, and we got a bunch back, but we only picked 4 because of it got a bit ridiculous. So. Question number 1: who wins in a fight between you and Stephen Day?
All day. I've got the reach.
How would it go down?
I don't know. I reckon he'd play dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon he's got a bit of experience.
With his mouth or with his hands?
No, I mean, all of it, mate. I reckon he'd be sneaky. He'd be a proper street fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I reckon I've got him. I've got the body weight on him.
Yeah.
I've got 25 kilos on him.
Yeah.
I've got the reach.
South Africa.
Got the weight.
Yeah, I've got all of it, man.
Yeah.
Except for probably the mongrel. I reckon. I reckon he's probably a little bit, happier than I am.
Yeah.
Just a little.
What would your predictions be to that?
My prediction?
Yeah.
Oh, I want to stay away from that, please. Alright, yeah, that's
smart
it.
man,
Because one of them's sitting across from me. So. Yeah.
All right. Question number 2. And this comes from young Ethan Cahill.
Yep.
The
Spaghetti.
Springbok.
The spaghetti, man.
Do you think sand is called sand because it's between the sea and land?
What a question.
That's sick, actually. I reckon he's spot on there.
Mate, do you think? Not
Yeah.
him.
Well, I agree. I think that's spot on.
That's good. I haven't thought of it like that.
Yeah, me neither.
Well, there you go. All right.
Dang it.
Question number 3, and this comes from Jados. Will David ever get stronger than Jados, or is Jados too big?
Oh, yeah.
So what's the metric here? Like, how does it work?
it'd be points.
Yeah.
For sure. I reckon I beat her on points eventually. I don't think I ever beat her squat on points. If
Okay,
it's
so
just one lift.
she's pinning you on everything individually, and not just SVD.
Yeah. Oh no, I beat her on bench right now.
Yeah.
By a decent margin.
Yeah. Her squat.
But
is
her
the new
squat
squat now.
blows me out of the water, man. Like I think I have to squat 280 to match her squat on points.
Man, she belt squats more than I do.
Yeah, it's absurd, man. It's absurd. So I don't know if I'll catch that squat soon, but total, I reckon I'll pin her.
That's good. How long you reckon? What's the ETA Showdown this year?
Nah, God no.
No?
Nah, I need more time. I need time. give me 2 years.
Alright, D-Shot, that's his number 1 goal to beat his misses.
Of course.
That's it. Yeah, we don't need a 105 competitor. It's just, yeah.
Alright, next one, and the last question off our celebrity questions is from Zachary Toravillis, ZT Barbell, the GOAT.
The goat.
He says, if I say David 3 times in front of a mirror, will he grant me 3 wishes?
Sleep paralysis, team.
That's it.
Bang, bang, bang. Fine. Alright. So, the last segment of the... Well, actually, got 2 more segments left, but the next one's called the Fast 5, so you've got 5 minutes to answer these 5 questions. Alright? So you can take a minute per question, or you can have one go a bit longer, a bit shorter, whatever you want, but you just got 5 minutes, so we've got a timer somewhere, fellas.
Got one on your phone if you
There
want.
we go.
Right. See
Alrighty.
how well organised we are?
Okay.
Alrighty, so... How about you start, Michael?
I can go first.
For a while.
Yeah. I've just been listening, man. I'm a good listener. If you were to train for a different sport, what would it be?
I want to say rugby, but I used to get injured all the time when I played
You're a
that
hooker,
sport.
weren't
Yeah.
You get your head in the ruck and
Mate,
scrum and...
all sorts, knees, neck, all of it.
Yeah.
Horrible.
I've-
So I'd probably do some sort of version of rugby, whether it's touch footy or Oztag or something like that.
Yep.
Probably go one of those two.
Were you quick?
Touch or Oztag. Fuck no, look at me. I'm a blob.
The further you go away from rugby, the quicker you got to be, mate.
Yeah, that's
Light
it.
on your feet.
Yeah, it's true. I'll have to lose a bit of weight.
Yeah. Bloody hell.
That'd be that one, yeah. Touch or Oztag, I reckon.
Very good.
Alrighty.
Benny?
Me. Alright, so what's your guilty post-gym feed?
Ooh. You walk down the office. It's not Office Works. It's
Hey?
What's the
Office Works your feed?
what's the shop down the road from Performotion? Like we eat the sushi and all that.
Oh yeah, the Gasworks.
Gasworks.
Yeah. Oh, sushi goes hard. I reckon it's got to be GYG.
Yeah.
You can't beat it.
You arrived here with the burrito, so.
Tradition.
Pre-gym, post-gym, whenever.
Yeah, whenever it works, all the same.
Alrighty.
What is your GYG order? Is it cheeky spicy burrito or is it
I usually get mild.
mild?
My man.
Hey, Michael thinks pepper's hot.
It is
Yeah,
hot.
so is my
Oh, man.
Yeah, mild chicken burrito. No.
Yeah.
All right. Next question. What is your gamer tag?
Yeah.
My game tag is Dr. Greenlungs 420.
Has it always been that?
It's been that for 8 years. 9 years maybe. I was like 15 when I made that. Yeah, it's been good.
We load up in a lobby with like kids and they're like, they're just into him.
Oh,
Like,
man.
This guy is fucking stoner. Like,
When I get actual stoners being like, oh bro, you're a legend.
Yeah, you know how it
They're
is.
like, I'm high right now. And I'm like,
That's fucking gold. Me again. Okay. What are some nicknames you have for clients and co-workers?
this is a horrible one that I got from Aiden. But I don't know if it's a nickname, but I've gotten into the bad habit of saying good boy.
Bro.
To some of my juniors.
Oh, man.
When they'll send me a video and they'll be like, oh, I made this change in my squat that we talked about last week. And then I watch the video and it's sick and I'm like, yeah, good boy. I'm like,
Fuck, I'm bad for that.
yeah.
I've started doing that too.
Same.
Yeah.
Oh, man,
Yeah.
it's bad.
Yeah, when you say good girl, it's
No,
like,
I've never done that because that's too
Yeah.
much. I
no,
can
but
pull
it's
myself up with
weird,
that.
man. It's just in the moment. I don't know. Like,
You just say good boy to everyone.
Yeah.
Well, you
Fixes
say
that
no,
problem.
I've heard that, but yeah,
Whereas-
it's only the juniors because I can't do it to anyone older than me. Anyone my senior, I'm like, nah, that's fucking weird.
what about co-workers? Do you have nicknames for people in the office?
Shania's Shania. That's pretty standard.
Yeah. Sam?
Sam, Butters, Butterguts.
Salad
Butterguts.
Yeah.
Stevie?
Stevie. Oh, he's whatever, mate. He's Stevie.
Depends what
Aliens,
depends
you
what
know.
mood he's in.
Yeah.
Like,
Maybe the freak.
like
you know.
Kel. Kel's Kel.
Kel. Yeah,
Simone.
Kelly. Simone.
Chris.
Christopher. Chris. Young King.
Yeah.
Is
Zeus.
another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Greg Goddess.
Great God, yeah.
Greg God, sorry.
Yeah.
And Tom.
Tom is Tom. Big man.
Big man.
Boy.
Big boy.
Yeah.
Very good.
That's all I can answer.
Alright, what are some unwritten rules with where you work? Do you have any rules that are like unwritten in regards to like Kelly might get the shits at this because he can't do that? But it's actually not, it's set in stone.
I wouldn't say there's anything that's an unwritten rule. Like if it's pretty clear cut. If it's like a rule or expectation. I can't think of anything actually off the top of my head.
So Kelly hates it when you do this. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
you-
but that's probably like a rule.
that's a rule, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
So it's all out there.
Yeah. Or it's it might not even be that Kelly hates something. It might just be like, don't fuck this up, or like, don't make anyone else's job harder by you fucking doing something. And that's
Yeah.
just the expectation. That's not hidden anywhere.
Do we have any unwritten rules here?
Yeah, gorilla time.
Yeah, gorilla time. That's
Gets
it.
at 7:30 and all the boys take their shirts off.
Lids off, yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
it.
it's not set in stone, you know, but if you want to be part of real time, you can be.
Yeah, of course.
Do we have another one?
That's it. One that needs to be written that isn't is don't put weight plates on the new Alico. Don't lean them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if I catch you
Fuck,
leaning,
that should be a rule, actually.
Yeah.
if I catch you leaning a plate on my new Alico rack.
That's it. Yeah. Oh, we have on the Alico bar. We have a sign that says you get fined $50 if you use it or touch it. So the brand newie.
Cleans and shit with it, like.
Yeah.
That hurts.
That's it. No. So
But anyway, all right. Well, that's all the fast five. I think that's about 6 minutes though, so they don't count.
that was good.
All right, now this is our last segment. I was supposed to warn you after the introduction, but I fucking forgot.
Oh, sick.
I was too busy getting burritos and shard and
Oh,
whatnot.
Yeah.
John's still here.
John's there. So we've basically got all our lights here, mate. For the thing. Can we get a test? Let's all give white lights for Dave's appearance so far. Perfect.
Oh,
That's
right.
There you go.
Very good. So what we're going to do is you've got to tell us a joke, right? And this is.
I need the warning here.
I know, but you are quite funny to look at. So hopefully you can pull something out to say. But the thing is that the joke that you say, where it gets 3, 2, 1 or no white lights, goes on our leaderboard, and we're going to start hanging it up behind us, and then basically we'll have like an honor board for the people who gives the funniest joke.
Yeah, but they're
You've
gonna
been
get
put on the spot here,
think
big
about it, yeah?
Now,
We're gonna
They're
spin
gonna
it
know.
on them best we can.
They'll know after
Do you
this
have one?
section. I'm stitched up here.
do you have one?
God, no. I'll think about it, though.
Alright. Josh, cut to an intermission. We'll give him a couple minutes.
Oh, legend. Thank you, Joshua. Joshua West, man.
A few moments later.
All right, we're back. So we gave Dave a couple minutes to find a joke. We did the ungodly thing of not telling him what
You
we're actually.
sprung it on me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Eh?
So, referees, get your.
Get your white
I'm ready.
lights ready.
Alrighty.
Dave, what is your joke?
Alright. What's red and bad for your teeth?
What's red and bad for your teeth?
A brick.
Well done.
Potatoes.
Yeah.
We have set the bar so low.
Yeah, that's it.
Everyone else is welcome.
Yeah, so everyone else watches these episodes are going to be like, fuck, really?
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
I don't have to think much like all this show.
Yeah.
Listen, you could have farted and we would have pissed out. That's all good. Alright, well, that wraps it up for episode 4. Thanks for being on the show, Dave. Give us a shake.
Thanks for having
Shake
me.
of the
There
hand,
you
that is. Tune in next week. I don't know what we've got planned. I actually don't know what we're doing next. But we'll figure it out.
Figure it out.
We'll figure it out. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed it, remember to like, share, comment, subscribe to our YouTube channel and our Spotify if you haven't already. But that's a wrap. Peace out.
Very good.
Thanks, boys.
There you go.
Thank you.
Welcome. Thanks for coming on.